Right, Tom. We're live, son. Me and you live, son. Well, and you, because you're in my picture. You're both here, son. Oh, I've got night time. Oh, bit of a snag there. Oh, let's get that done. That's the one. Right, then let's see what we can catch here then, boys and girls. I'm sure I got a no. I've got a nighttime crankbait. Oh, what did I launch it for, dickhead? Come on, Tone, we need to catch some trophies, Sam. Come on. Fish on! Fish on. Right, it's giving a little pull, little tug, but I ain't got it out much. Still, no, it wants to have a little fight. No, what we guessing, Buck? We're guessing about a £6, I reckon, T. I reckon, Sam. I reckon a £6 on here. Come on. We've got 2 viewers, T. What good? How big is this? Oh, 9.6. Not quite a trophy, but I'll have some of that. £9.6. 3 viewers, time.
I'm reminding you. The Boris is on. I'm reminding you. The Boris is on.
5-2. I'm just about to put it on. You'll be able to hear it, Tony, if you want to watch it. You in? What, big boy? Amazon, make announcement.
What's the announcement?
Boris is on in 4 minutes.
Announcing.
Boris is on in 4 minutes. Menu. BBC One.
Pressure lines are starting to open up even more, so that means that the winds are slowing down. And
that's not too loud, Tony, is it?
Even though the temperatures won't change an awful lot on the actual garden thermometer on Wednesday, we're going to be around about 10-12 degrees with lighter winds. It is going to feel just that little bit warmer. It is obvious, it's the gusts, cold gusts of wind that make us shiver. Now, the cold air is going to be with us through most of the week. In fact, there's going to be only a very gradual rise in the temperature. You can see in London 12, 14, even maybe a little bit of a dip there on Wednesday up to 16. In northern areas, no higher than around 12 or 13 Celsius. But dry weather icons here, plenty of sunshine, so a dry week. Now, the high pressure changes orientation towards the end of the week, so the winds around the high pressure will start to come in.
See, I've got frogs and shit man in my bag.
That's where the Azores are, so warmer air riding. So we're cutting off that northerly source, and that warmer air starts to spread across the rest of Europe. So the thinking is that by the time we get to around about Saturday or Sunday, those temperatures across some parts of the country should recover back up to around 20. Bye-bye.
They literally stay on the top of the water.
Like many families across the UK, my husband Richie and I find ourselves in the role of teachers to our children.
No, well, the frog's going across the top and a fish just jumped out and jumped over the top of it.
Should we plant wildflowers in a vegetable garden? Do you think that's a good idea?
But they had other ideas.
We've got one permanent viewer.
I'm rapidly learning that you can let the children do all the digging and weeding and planting and even pruning in the world, but nothing beats watering.
It doesn't look like we're going to get much done, so let's head over to Ellie's for a sneak peek of next week's show.
I've only ever seen kingfishers, really only a couple of times, and they're quite hard to see because they fly so fast, that streak of turquoise.
Absolutely, and this is the place to see it.
I'm so pleased I've seen one. I see 3 today.
That's all right, after having not seen any activity yesterday.
My garden is getting a much needed drink. Thank you. From my family to yours, wherever you are, I hope you're safe, I hope you're smiling, and I hope you're staying well. Do you know what? If we just come up here, keep playing, kids. I don't need to bath them for a week, they can just get showered in the sprinkler.
A German incendiary device used as a doorstop. Personal stories of VE Day, a special Antiques Roadshow at 7:45. And Lockdown, but Looking Up, the Sky at Night celebrates its 800th episode on BBC 4 at 10. But next on BBC 1, a ministerial broadcast from the Prime Minister.
It's always so like
When faced with time on your hands and a magnificent model, why not pick up a pencil and draw?
from a sensible distance, of course. Relax and be part of a live life drawing class and sketch a pose at home or online. Life Drawing Live. Class starts at your place Tuesday at 8 on BBC4 and iPlayer.
I'm gonna have a baby. Is that okay?
Got enough girl going on, Alison. Got this one on me.
I'm joining the army.
Good luck, mate.
Good luck.
I've got something I want to give you. The more valuable the gift, the bigger the crush.
Brand new The A Word continues Tuesday at 9 on BBC One and all episodes streaming now on BBC iPlayer.
Now on BBC One there follows a statement from the Prime Minister.
It is now almost 2 months since the people of this country began to put up with restrictions on their freedom, your freedom, of a kind that we have never seen before in peace or war. And you have shown the good sense to support those rules overwhelmingly. You've put up with all the hardships of that programme of social distancing because you understand that as things stand, and as the experience of every other country has shown, it's the only way to defeat the coronavirus, the most vicious threat this country has faced in my lifetime. And though the death toll has been tragic and the suffering immense, and though we grieve for all those we have lost, it is a fact that by adopting those measures we prevented this country from being engulfed by what could have been a catastrophe in which the reasonable worst case scenario was 500,000 fatalities. And it's thanks to your effort and sacrifice in stopping the spread of this disease that the death rate is coming down and hospital admissions are coming down. And thanks to you, we've protected our NHS and saved many thousands of lives. And so I know, you know, that it would be madness now to throw away that achievement by allowing a second spike. We must stay alert. We must continue to control the virus and save lives. And yet we must also recognise that this campaign against the virus has come at colossal cost to our way of life. We can see it all around us in these shuttered shops and abandoned businesses and darkened pubs and restaurants. And there are millions of people who are both fearful of this terrible disease and at the same time also fearful of what this long period of enforced inactivity will do to their livelihoods and their mental and physical well-being, to their futures and the futures of their children. So I want to provide tonight for you the shape of a plan to address both fears, both to beat the virus and provide the first sketch of a roadmap for reopening society, a sense of the way ahead, and when and how and on what basis we will take the decisions to proceed. I'll be setting out more details in Parliament tomorrow and taking questions from the public in the evening. I've consulted across the political spectrum, across all 4 nations of the UK. And though different parts of the country are experiencing the pandemic at different rates, and though it's right to be flexible in our response, I believe that as Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Scotland, England, Wales, Northern Ireland, there is a strong resolve to defeat this together. And today, a general consensus on what we could do. And I stress could, because although we have a plan, it is a conditional plan. And since our priority is to protect the public and save lives, we cannot move forward unless we satisfy the 5 tests. We must protect our NHS. We must see sustained falls in the death rate. We must see sustained and considerable falls in the rate of infection. We must sort out our challenges in getting enough PPE to the people who need it. And yes, it's a global problem, but we must fix it. And last, we must make sure that any measures we take do not force the reproduction rate of the disease the R back up over 1, so that we have the kind of exponential growth we were facing a few weeks ago. And to chart our progress and to avoid going back to square one, we're establishing a new COVID alert system run by a new joint biosecurity centre. And that COVID alert level will be determined primarily by R and the number of coronavirus cases, and in turn, that COVID alert level will tell us how tough we have to be in our social distancing measures. The lower the level, the fewer the measures, the higher the level, the tougher and stricter we will have to be. There will be 5 alert levels. Level 1 means the disease is no longer present in the UK, and level 5 is the most critical, the kind of situation we could have had if the NHS had been overwhelmed. Over the period of the lockdown, we've been in level 4, and it's thanks to your sacrifice we're now in a position to begin to move in steps to level 3. And as we go, everyone will have a role to play in keeping the R down by staying alert and following the rules. And to keep pushing the number of infections down, there are 2 more things we must do. We must reverse rapidly the awful epidemics in care homes and in the NHS, and though the numbers are coming down sharply now, there is plainly much more to be done. And if we're to control this virus, then we must have a world-beating system for testing potential victims and for tracing their contacts, so that, all told, we're testing literally hundreds of thousands of people every day. We've made fast progress on testing, but there is so much more to do now, and we can. When this began, we hadn't seen this disease before, and we didn't fully understand its effects. With every day, we're getting more and more data. We're shining the light of science on this invisible killer, and we will pick it up where it strikes, because our new system will be able in time to detect local flare-ups in your area, as well as giving us a national picture. And yet, when I look at where we are tonight, we have the R below 1, between 0.5 and 0.9, but potentially only just below 1. And though we have made progress in satisfying at least some of the conditions I have given, we have by no means fulfilled all of them. And so, no, this is not the time simply to end the lockdown this week. Instead, we're taking the first careful steps to modify our measures. And the first step is a change of emphasis that we hope that people will act on this week. We said that you should work from home if you can, and only go to work if you must. We now need to stress that anyone who can't work from home, for instance, those in construction or manufacturing, should be actively encouraged to go to work, and we want it to be safe for you to get to work. So you should avoid public transport if at all possible, because we must and will maintain social distancing, and capacity will therefore be limited. So, work from home if you can, but you should go to work if you can't work from home. And to ensure you are safe at work, we've been working to establish new guidance for employers to make workplaces COVID secure. And when you do go to work, if possible, do so by car, or even better, by walking or bicycle. But just as with workplaces, public transport operators will also be following COVID secure standards. And from this Wednesday, we want to encourage people to take more and even unlimited amounts of outdoor exercise. You can sit in the sun in your local park, you can drive to other destinations, you can even play sports, only with members of your own household. You must obey the rules on social distancing, and to enforce those rules, we will increase the fines for the small minority who break them. And so, every day, With ever-increasing data, we will be monitoring the R and the number of new infections and the progress we are making. And if we as a nation begin to fulfill the conditions I have set out, then in the next few weeks and months, we may be able to go further. In step 2, at the earliest by June the 1st, after half term, we believe we may be in a position to begin the phased reopening of shops and to get primary pupils back into schools, in stages beginning with reception and year 6. Our ambition is that secondary pupils facing exams next year will get at least some time with their teachers before the holidays, and will shortly be setting out detailed guidance on how to make it work in schools and shops and on transport. And step 3, at the earliest by July, and subject to all these conditions and further scientific advice, if and only if the numbers support it, we will hope to reopen at least some of the hospitality industry and other public places, provided they're safe and enforce social distancing. Throughout this period of the next 2 months, we will be driven not by mere hope or economic necessity. We're going to be driven by the science, the data, and public health. And I must stress again that all of this is conditional. It all depends on a series of big ifs. It depends on all of us, the entire country, to follow the advice, to observe social distancing, and to keep that R down. And to prevent reinfection from abroad, I'm serving notice that it will soon be the time, with transmission significantly lower, to impose quarantine on people coming into this country by air. And it's because of your efforts to get the R down and the number of infections down here that this measure will now be effective. And of course, we'll be monitoring our progress locally, regionally, and nationally. And if there are outbreaks, if there are problems, we will not hesitate to put on the brakes. We've been through the initial peak, but it's coming down the mountain that is often more dangerous. We have a route and we have a plan, and everyone in government has the all-consuming pressure and challenge to save lives, restore livelihoods, and gradually restore the freedoms that we need. But in the end, this is a plan that everyone must make work. Float. And when I look at what you've done already, the patience and common sense you've shown, the fortitude of the elderly, whose isolation we all want to end as fast as we can, the incredible bravery and hard work of our NHS staff, our care workers, the devotion and self-sacrifice of all those in every walk of life who are helping us to beat this disease: police, bus drivers, train drivers, pharmacists, supermarket workers, road hauliers, bin collectors, cleaners, security guards, postal workers, our teachers, and 1,000 more. The scientists who are working round the clock to find a vaccine. When I think of the millions of everyday acts of kindness and thoughtfulness that are being performed across this country, and that have helped to get us through this first phase, I know that we can use this plan to get us through the next. And if we can't do it by those dates, and if the alert level won't allow it, we will simply wait and go on until we've got it right. We will come back from this devilish illness. We will come back to health and robust health. And though the UK will be changed by this experience, I believe we can be stronger and better than ever before, more resilient, more innovative, more economically dynamic, but also more generous and more sharing. But for now, we must stay alert, control the virus, and save lives. Thank you very much.
That was a statement from the Prime Minister. And now on BBC One, a BBC News special with Hugh Edwards.
Yeah, bye. We've been up to, Grant. We've been on earlier. You got the day off, you can't. I know, what?
Yeah, she's got fucking cancer.
What, just found out, or you knew that?
Yeah. Nah, she's been over fucking pain.
Oh, where about? Yeah. Where she live with you guys, or what?
She lives in fucking
Leicester?
Yeah.
What, near Hunter?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Shit. So what, did you have to go out to Leicester?
Nah,
Shit. Yeah, Emma's nan just got told she's got cancer and all, and it's gone to the bones. So, like, she's got, literally got on, she's on time, really.
Yeah, I think it's in her stomach, but at the minute it's all, she's got all this fucking pain in her chest and that, so I think I'll spread out to her fucking
Lungs, yeah. Not good, dude, not good.
I spoke to her, she's starting to
Shit. So what's she on her own up there, or granddad around, or what? Oh, right. Oh, right, yeah. Yeah. What's that, your dad's mum or your mum's mum?
Dad's mum.
All right. How come Leicester then? That where he's from?
Nah, basically. Leicestershire.
Hmm. Oh, right, got ya. Yeah. Oh, I thought I was just about to have fish on. Started swimming around as if it was going to fucking bite. You know when the top of the water goes? And the float light's going round and round.
Yeah, my uncle fucking died only, what, a month ago, 2 months ago.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Oh, no.
sister's husband, I couldn't go to that funeral.
Yeah, what's it called? You know that... Did I tell you about that Tottenham bloke who lost his 20-year-old son on Friday?
No, I've just seen something.
Yeah. He lost his 20-year-old on Sunday. Didn't know that he buried his brother on Wednesday. He buried his brother on Wednesday, and then his son died on Friday. I didn't know. No. Well, with Boris's thing though, people are just going to be going out. So I should be able to get back to work. I have to check out, see what's that saying.
Oh, I nearly killed Ruby. Ruby's low. Ruby's low. She's up top. I'm going somewhere where I can snipe.
But he's saying if you can go to work, he's keeping the fucking 2 metre distancing still in place though, isn't it? Because that's still got to happen. And by law, the workplace have to install that. So, how are you going to get these people back on sites in the numbers? Ain't going to be able to.
But I found myself.
Yeah, I spent £33,000 on one. Yeah. No, I got rid of it, didn't I, when I thought I bought the other one. But the other one was had a reindeer on the fucking front. It looked like a right fucking muppet. Oh, here we go, we've got motion again. Is it going to bite this time? Oh, we're going to have a biter. A biter, please? Come on. Go on, bite it. Go on. Oh, Tone. Oh, Tone. See you later, T. Bye, T. So, is your dad going to go up there, or what? Is she in the hospital? Like, there's no point in going up there anyway, because they won't let him anywhere near the place. Have they? So down here, Emma's nan went in, and they didn't let anyone go down there. But then saying it's a London hospital, it was really high thing in London, wasn't it? Yeah, but what I mean is there was a very high number count of deaths in London, wasn't there?
Yeah, we just gotta wait before just gotta go with that fucking biopsy.
Yeah.
So it's that shit.
Yeah. No, not no more. No. It's progressed too much for it to help her anymore. Oh, there's loads of different ones, Grant. This all goes by milligrams. Don't like that. Oh, lovely. Would you like to get watching that a bit earlier? So you can watch a couple of them.
Sure.
Whenever you're ready then. Let me know, my lover.
So what did you make of Boris's speech?
It's a bit... I like the fact that we've got that thing now that what number we're at is explained that. That will explain things. But if we've been in number 4 all this time with them rules in place and we're still in number 4, why has he relaxed so much? Because he said if you can go to work, go
so Mitch said he said I'll be back at work next week,
yeah,
wouldn't I?
If you can't go to work, if you
can't work
from home,
go back to work.
Right, so does that mean then, right, as of tomorrow morning then, we're all back to work? We don't know that. And
I reckon most places will be
Yeah.
back. They'll use this week to get
well,
all their steps in place, I reckon.
well, that's the next thing is the 2 metre distancing rule. Mitchell's job, it's a 2-man team. You have to be within 2 metres of each other.
But Mitchell's work already decided their safety points a few weeks ago, didn't they? They said to Mitch, like, when he returns to work, like, they've got to have 2 separate lockers. Got to have one for their clothes that have...
Yeah, no, I'm not about that, but lockers, they can do that. What I'm on about is when they're picking up a sheet that isn't 2 metres...
Yeah, no, that's what they said. So that's why they've got to have PPE. They've got to wear masks and gloves.
Yeah, but
because
they
they can't...
They have to wear that anyway. Without this, we've always had to wear that there.
But they can't do that. They can't do social distance, so they've just got to have PPE. That's what they said. But they're having problems getting the PPE.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Then that's another issue.
That's why they said to Mitchell it'd be the 18th.
But everyone will be
earliest.
listening. Everyone will be told anyway, I suppose.
I reckon most
He's got to
companies will
see
use this week to...
who it all comes down to, whether it comes down to the agency or his firm for liability.
What do you mean?
For keeping these things in place, the rules in place.
What rules? What do you mean?
Well, there's social distancing rules. So if someone's breaking that, who does he report that to? His agency or the work, so to speak. Who's in charge of him on his rights as a person that, no, that dude shouldn't be coming near me without
before
that
they
reason.
said if anyone had any concerns about that, you report it to your council. And the council are responsible.
Who's his council?
No, the local council, the borough council where you live.
Oh, right.
They're responsible for
social distancing.
Because they can go in and check
Yeah.
thing. Do you want tea?
Yes, please, my love. I'd love a cup. I haven't got a cup.
Yes, you have. It's there, darling.
Where? Oh. So.
I think Mitchell's a bit wary to go back, but I said to him, they can't take that risk and get you back before it's safe.
No.
They've got too much to lose by getting you in before it's safe.
Yeah.
And he said he's going to make the fines bigger, isn't he, for people not conforming to it and stuff.
Yeah. So it don't mean you just going to say... It says about going parks and sitting in parks, but in your own group. So you can't sit there in like fucking groups of fucking...
So me, you, or anyone, all our household, we could jump in the car and drive to somewhere nice.
And you can tell it's a mum, dad and kids.
But I couldn't go over to Heath and meet Stacey. But I could go to wherever I want with you lot.
Yeah.
I know about the kids going back on the phone. I'm glad Bill's year group weren't
Well,
in
he's
that.
saying July, but that's if
June.
July.
Nah, June the 1st it was the schools.
Some primaries.
No, yeah.
Oh, yeah, in June.
It was July for the...
It weren't June the 1st, it said in June.
No, he said June 1st.
So that's in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So what did
He said from June the 1st, if it's thingy. But it'd be reception year 1 and year 6. I wouldn't want my kids to be the guinea pig years though.
Oh, that's what it's going to be.
My kids wouldn't be going back if they was in them years, not the first lot. Right, Mac, I'm ready whenever you are then.
Alright, give me 10 minutes then.
I'm just going to make our tea.
Alright.
I'll leave Bill on his PlayStation till...
Yeah, just tell him he can have the front room.
I'm just going to let him have maybe another half an hour. An hour maybe. And then he can have dramas and go to bed because obviously he's back to schoolwork tomorrow. Got all his work come through.
Well, I was going to say, tell him he's his own man tonight.
Fuck off.
No, wait, listen. But he's his own man. He's got to be in his bed by 9 o'clock with his teeth brushed. But he's doing it himself as a man, so he's got to get himself off his PlayStation, get himself up for teeth, and come give us a kiss. And that's got to be done. So he's in bed by 9. So he does it all like a man.
Kids must have had milkshakes.
Oh, I forgot I picked it. Right, I'm going to go in a minute, Grant, and then back on about 10, half 10, I suppose.
Yeah, I'll be back on that.
Layers, dude.